Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alexandra, and today I am rounding up the easiest ways to update your rental apartment. I'm gonna show you how I transformed my rental apartment to feel more stylish, more homey, more like me on a budget using renter-friendly hacks and solutions. I wanna give a huge shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. I have worked with them many times, and that's because I use Squarespace. It's such an easy platform to use if you are looking to start a small business, a shop, a blog, a website. I will be talking about them more later on in this video. But for now, let's get into these hacks. Why does this look weird? It's freaking sunlight. Sorry if the light's changing a bit. It's because I'm in my apartment. I don't have Carla. I'm shooting by myself. Okay, so my first tip is to change out those overhead lights that come with your rental. Probably wondering, but how is this renter friendly? I'm gonna tell you. First step, ask your landlord. Any change you make in your rental, you should ask your landlord. But I think a lot of people look at ceiling lights in their rental and go like, there's no way I can change those. Like, how do you even begin? So I have been using TaskRabbit. TaskRabbit, please sponsor me. I use you all the time. There are contractors on there, handy people, electricians, and the prices are really affordable because you pay the contractor by hour. I would suggest keeping the lights so that when you move out, you can have someone come in and reinstall them. If you're in your rental apartment for a year, maybe it's not worth the $80 in total to have someone come in and switch your lights out. But if you are in your rental long term, changing your ceiling lights is going to make a huge difference. This is what this living room looked like before, and this is what it looks like after. And I really feel like that bird pendant light just creates a statement and makes this living room feel instantly filled with personality and style. Some of my favorite places to buy pendant lights like this one are Etsy. I got this bird light on Etsy. I'll link a similar one down below. The second company is obviously IKEA. Obviously this one. This one is $20, I think. And this one is under $20 and great for a kid's room. I'm pointing down here. It's gonna be somewhere on screen. And the third place I love to buy a good statement light here in Toronto is Casa Chic. If you don't want to spend the money to have someone change out your overhead lights, add floor lamps, table lamps, wall sconces, lights that are gonna bring that like cozy feeling into your space. My second hack to transforming your rental apartment is to live in it for a while and then determine the problem areas that arise. So for me, that was the fact that I didn't have an office. I thought outside the box a little bit, and I turned my living room closet into a home office. This was what the closet looked like before. I gave it a quick paint job. I added in a floating desk and some shelves, and now I have this awesome place to store all of my work from home essentials. Another problem that arose was nowhere to store my cat litter box. For a while I had it in my bedroom behind the door. That wasn't working out. I can't have it in the bathroom because my bathroom's so small and narrow. I literally didn't have anywhere to like tuck it away. So again, I thought outside the box. I hacked this IKEA cabinet behind me into a cat litter box. I have a whole video dedicated to that. I'll link it up here. And now I don't smell it. I don't see it. It has minimal cleanup and it looks really beautiful, and it's a functional piece as well. My third hack, probably one of my favorite changes that I made in this apartment, is to invest in a customized couch cover from the company Bems. This is not sponsored. I'm just a huge fan of their company. I know a lot of you probably have an IKEA sofa. We all do. They're really affordable. I found this company Bems that sells so many different colors and fabrics and actually sends you a cover for your IKEA couch. Even like discontinued IKEA couches, they have covers for. They also have covers for or chairs and footstools. I just think this is such a great way to bring color and pattern and texture into your space without buying a sofa that you're gonna maybe get sick of in 3 years. So this was a great solve for me. I can have a really fun velvet couch, and I know that if I get sick of it, I can change it up. I actually just ordered some samples for a more neutral cover, so I will have options. I can switch it up whenever I switch up my living room. So a great hack, and again, is a great way to add personality to your rental. My fourth tip for making over your rental apartment is to invest in pieces that you actually really love. So don't buy for a particular space, but buy for yourself. What I mean by that is you should be investing in pieces that you can move with you space to space. So I know I'm gonna have this bird light for years. It's a unique piece. I actually had this in my bedroom when I lived at my parents' house, and it's now come here to this apartment. I feel like a misconception when it comes to decorating your rental is people saying like, why would I invest in my rental? Why would I buy things for my rental? I don't see it that way. I see it as you're buying pieces that you really love that you can use from space to space. And when you have things that you really love, it's really easy to create the same vibe and the same feel wherever you end up moving to. So my fifth hack / tip is to change out your ugly backsplash and your outdated floor tiles that I know you have in your bathroom, because I do too. There's a really easy way to do this. No contractor needed, no like sledgehammer. Simple peel and stick tiles will do. So I have used the Smart Tiles company. I love them. I've used them in 2 different spaces. This is what my kitchen looked like before. No backsplash, it was all white. And this is what it looks like now. You guys don't even know the amount of people that come over and say, are those not real ceramic tiles? And they like go and touch them. I'm like, no, they're peel and stick. I have had them up in my space for almost a year. They have not warped or come off or unstuck. The peel and stick just goes nicely on top, and you'd never know that there's outdated tile under there. They do not leave any residue or any marks when you take them off. I can verify this because I used them at my parents' house and they didn't leave any marks underneath. The tile looked brand new. Okay, so this falls under the same 5th tip of changing out your backsplash and your tiles. I haven't done this. I really need to replace the floor tiles in my bathroom with peel and stick tiles. My friend Drew over at the Lone Fox channel did this in his parents' bathroom. They look legit, like real floor tiles. Something I have done is used vinyl click flooring. So it looks like hardwood, but it's actually vinyl. No install needed. You just click it into place and you have a brand new hardwood floor, which is pretty cool. This company is called Adema. I'm probably butchering the name. I will link them down below. So it's like this vinyl mat. The back kind of like grips to the floor, so it's not gonna slide around everywhere. It just gives it like a beautiful pop of design and actually looks like tile. They sell these in the runner size, in this entryway mat size, and actually I think they sell like really large rugs too, which is super cool. So yeah, definitely check them out. It's a good hack too. Before we get into the next hack, I just wanted to mention this week's sponsor. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. You guys know I have worked with Squarespace many times, and that is because it is a platform that I use myself and that I really think could help any of you that are wanting to start a website, an online store, a blog, or maybe all 3. Squarespace is the easiest platform to do all of those things in one place. And what I love is that it's like a one-stop shop. So you can create email campaigns to send out to your customers, notifying them of a sale, or if you're a blogger, of a new blog post. For me, it's been a great way to create a portfolio. If you guys haven't visited my website, please do. It's where you can find my Amazon shop, my Instagram, my new videos, my merch line. Everything is all in one place. And I've built a couple of websites on Squarespace. It's so customizable, so easy to navigate. There's no like HTML code needed. And so if you are someone who is looking to start a small business, or maybe you're using this time when we're all inside to revamp your website, I would definitely give Squarespace a try. You can visit Squarespace to start your free trial. And when you're ready to create a website or buy a domain, you can use my code for 10% off. All the deets are in the description box below. Let's move on to the next hack. So my sixth tip is to change those knobs. Guys, I've said this a million times, but like, please change your kitchen cabinet knobs, dresser knobs, closet door knobs. Change them all, store them away until you move out and you just switch them back. It's like the easiest hack ever, it takes under 5 minutes. Let's take a trip down memory lane and take a look at what this kitchen looked way before I moved in. I just changed out those cabinet knobs. I replaced them for these beautiful gold hexagon knobs, and with that tile, it just totally changes the entire game of this kitchen, and I'm in love. I also changed out my closet knobs, these cute little gold ones. I have mentioned these many times. They're from Amazon. Really inexpensive. You get a pack of like 20 of them, I think. Some of my favorite places to shop for knobs are V2V in Toronto, Etsy, and definitely Amazon. I have tons linked in my Amazon shop down below. And while you're out changing your cabinet knobs, give your walls some love with some decorative hooks. So I have this beloved hook. I named her Melinda. She became slightly famous in my bathroom makeover video. In my neighbor Teresa's apartment bathroom, I put these beautiful little shell knobs on the wall, and they became little towel hooks. Like, little details like this can just add so much style, personality, and quirk into your space. My seventh tip is to change out those curtain rods. I don't know about you, but my rental apartment came with curtain rods that didn't even have like ends to them. This is an item that I would probably replace and like not take with me when I leave, but there are tons of really inexpensive curtain rods you can find on Amazon. Also, Umbra is where I got my gold one. It really brightened up the space and like really changed it. I actually didn't know that changing a curtain rod could have that much impact, but it really does. My eighth tip related to the curtain rod hack is to change your curtains. Get something really decorative, especially if you don't even have a curtain rod at all in your rental apartment. Maybe your rental just came with like those simple white shades. Add curtains. It'll warm up your space. It'll add texture. It'll add pattern and color. Some of my favorite places to shop for curtains are Urban Outfitters, Anthropologie. The Anthropologie ones are really expensive. They also sell them like just one panel at a time for some reason. Like, you have to buy 2 panels separately. But a lot of the time they have buy one, get one 50% off sales. I've also seen some great ones at Target recently. They have velvet ones, tasseled ones. I got my pom-pom ones from Urban Outfitters. This is what my bedroom looked like before I moved in. I felt like it was feeling like really dark, and so the bright white curtains really help it feel like airy, open, and that texture gives it some warmth as well. My next tip is hanging artwork. You might be wondering, how do I hang artwork in a rental if I can't make holes in the walls? Well, friends, there are some solutions. Also, Harriet's knocking at the window, just uno momento. Some of my favorite products for hanging art in a rental are command hooks or command Velcro. Also brick clips if you have a brick wall like I do and want to hang art. If you have a concrete wall, I would definitely use the command strips. They hold a lot of weight. I think people like underestimate the power of command strips. Also, mix tiles. I've worked with them before. I love the company so much. The pictures come with like a sticky back that can be restuck and then stuck again. So it's a great renter-friendly gallery wall solution. Another budget-friendly art hack that I've talked about a lot is printable art. So there are so many artists that want as many people as possible to have their art. They want their art to be accessible. So Etsy, great place. The printable concept, she has a huge selection of downloadable artwork. The Juniper Print Studio has beautiful, like gallery worthy downloadable art print pieces. It's just such an accessible way to bring art in your space without spending a ton of money. Also, just to confirm, because when I've mentioned this before, some people have been confused, I'm not advocating in any way to print artists' work, but there are artists like the ones I just mentioned that sell their artwork specifically to be printed. So they're like, here's my artwork at a fraction of the cost. You have to print it, you have to frame it. I really love supporting small art businesses, small artists. So this is just a great way to do so because it makes art accessible for so many different people. My last tip is paint. You've probably heard this a million times, like paint your rental, paint your walls, but I have a few hacks to make it a little bit less daunting. In my rental, if I paint any of the walls, and I think this is pretty common for most rentals, you have to paint them back to their original color, usually white or, you know, the infamous renter beige. So something I have done in my space is focus on small areas to paint as more of like an accent. So that way I don't have to go back at the end when I'm moving out and repaint my entire space. So I've painted my little closet office. I also painted my bedroom closet a really fun pink. You could totally paint your doors in your rental. I think that's a really fun way to add color. And then this way you're not overwhelmed with the prospect of having to like repaint it all. That costs money. Like painting can be expensive if you're doing your whole space. So I say focus on accent walls, tiny spaces like the closet office that I have, or doing something like a half wall. I did that in Sarah Ann's bedroom makeover as like a faux headboard, painting a giant circle, maybe on your wall behind your bed like I did in Sloane's room. There's so many fun ways to use paint without having to paint your whole entire apartment. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I've probably mentioned all of these hacks in other videos I've done, but I really wanted to consolidate them all in one place. Whenever you're moving, you can come back to this video and yeah, reference it. Thank you as well to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I really hope you guys use my code for 10% off to start your brand new website or buy a new domain. All the details are down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are staying safe and not going too stir crazy, and I will see you here next week. Bye.